Well, what do we have here? Saturn in the sign of Pisces, and I will be completely finished with my Saturn in the signs through the signs series. Wow, it took me long enough, didn't it? Anyhow, Saturn in Pisces. Oh, wow. Wow. Like, when I think of Saturn and Pisces, I think of Walt Disney. I think of just fairy tales that was actually materialized on a grand scale. I love Saturn and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces can take a world and, create a whole new world. Okay? I'm thinking about Aladdin. A whole new world. A new fantastic point of view. Oh, okay. And make it into something real. Even if it's not real. Like, think about it for a second. Every time you think about any Disney movie or any movie to where it's like fairy tale oriented, or it takes us into another place, like you get caught up deep inside of it to where it almost takes you to another existence, and you come out of it and you realize, like, oh my gosh, okay, here I am. Like, Saturn and Pisces individual can, like, literally spend times, large amounts of times getting lost out there in these worlds, in these dimensions, and these deep emotions of itself. And you never really know what's going on because they keep it buried so deep. As children, they could have once been expressive, depending on who we're talking about here. And they were made or told, okay, no, stop doing that type of stuff. Okay, you're lying. Stop making up stuff. And then they started suppressing all of these emotions and these energies and like just behaviors too. You know, to the point of where it could have turned negative for some of them. Like sexual addictions. Trust me, guys, lots of times I hear Scorpios, that Scorpion Plutonian energy getting pegged for the sexuality, but Pisces is even more. And oh my gosh, if you ever have, and I'm going to get into this, so subscribe to my channel or find this on my channel, Piscean aspects in synastry, wow. Pisces, Neptune aspects in synastry, wow. Okay, we're talking like heavy sex. All right? Now, this is the Saturn and Pisces individual can turn like so deep and so dark with their feelings, or they're simply not taught how to express them in a certain way. So it can turn sexual, okay, highly sexual at a very young age, or just throughout life, you know, having different sexual experiences and fantasies throughout life. And some people living and acting it out, some people not, because we can't say everybody's doing the same thing. But these can also be people that do like the little sexy novels and books to where, you know, you're writing about it. And this is pretty good. And another thing that could go along with this placement, more than Saturn and Libra, like Saturn and Pisces could be advocates for individuals that could have been sexually abused of any sort and things of that nature. Like, they could advocate and they could live a life as a purpose of wanting to help these people. Okay. That's just something that actually came up that I realized with this placement. Another thing with Saturn and Pisces can struggle with imagination. And they have the ability to go there. But the problem is doubt, is fears of expressing. Like I told you, they could have been taught, or they could have been told, okay, no such thing, stop it, whatever. And it's a shame because this placement is highly intuitive and you're able to think outside of this material world. A lot of times, so much is so that Saturn and Pisces can throw everything material away. could despise materialistic people and materialistic things, gaining material. It could take long periods of time off of work. Some could even choose to live a life of homelessness. Okay? Because there's always two sides of a coin dealing with duality in this world. So you could get some of them going to that end of the spectrum, and then you can get the other aspect. And you remember, we're dealing with two fish, to where they could have had these things take place in their childhood. And they vow, once I get 18, once I get to the point to where I can do things different, it's never going to be the same. And they can go dive head first deep in to materialism, making things out of nothing, being over materialistic, over showy. And I'm not saying there's anything they got to speak about. It could just be, where you see them, they're always done up. They driving a nice car. They live in a nice home. They want their kids to have the best. Okay? Saturn and Neptune can also be that aspect that draws crowds of people, like a minister or someone that advocates for something, like I told you, someone that can then flip the script. They take what they learned, what they went through, how they saw things, and they flipped the script. They learn how to do things better. So then what? They go out and they show others how, through motivational speaking, and I'm not talking about that hyped up motivational speaking, but they actually physically tell you, no, like, it's going to take work, and this is what you do, and this is what you do, and this is how you do it, because this is how I did it. But I want to go back to the fact that Saturn and Pisces is a very intuitive placement. The thing about it is, sometimes Saturn can make the people with this placement afraid of their Piscean energy. Like, what's beyond the material, the spiritual realm. Like, you can literally hear things, see things, tap into energy that's trying to, like, run and flow data through you to actually materialize. Okay? That's going to benefit you. It's literally like the answers to your problems, to what you need to hear, to what you need to do. And you guys could literally get afraid of it, because it's just like, okay, what is this? And fear the unknown. So you could constantly try to plan and constantly try to prepare. Now, of course, this could be the complete opposite, because the ones of you guys that are in tune, you had a different type of upbringing where certain things was encouraged for you to do. You might say, you know what, I like none of this material stuff, none of it appeases me, and I just feel like, what's the point? Everybody rushing around to do this and that, and I'm just kind of feeling like, what is the point? But once Saturn can get past of the judgment that they feel like they could face dealing with other people and the way other people think, they can bring forward a lot of imagination, creativity, poetry, writings, just wisdom. This is a person with a lot of wisdom, then they keep it to themselves. I feel like situations happen in the Saturn and Piscean placement to where it's like that thing, that one thing that happens, or that person that they get with. It could be a person that they deal with or get with that does them really dirty, or helps them out in a profound way to where they can no longer doubt the synchronicities and the miracles and the associations dedicated to the unknown. And it happens a lot of times without these people even looking for it. Because Saturn and Pisces could keep looking for answers. Okay, well, you show me this. Show me something else. Please, God, show me something else. Show me a sign. But I need a sign. And then you get the sign, and then you doubt it. And it'll be one of those things, one of those signs that come in a way to where it's so hard. It's so in your face that you can't not doubt it. And that is when Saturn and Pisces decides to get over its wherever it's stuck at. It's doubt, the fears, the perceived struggles. Because a lot of times Saturn and Pisces will have, everybody has struggles in life, and I'm not going to take y'all away from y'all. Don't misunderstand. You're going to have your normal everyday struggles in life. However, Saturn and Pisces could tend to victimize what that is a little bit more, or if something happened to you significant that hurt you in a way, it can be extremely hard to forgive or get over it. So once you're able to do that, okay, move past a lot of these struggles that's not really there, you know, and you wake up and realize, like, okay, this is what I'm just telling myself. I'm just making myself stay here at this excuse. And then when you're able to realize that and just move over it, move past it, there's like profound things that, like, a gates that open up and just blessings pour in. Pour in. And you literally feel like they came out of nowhere. So with this placement, if you could just keep going. And if you ever were victimized with this placement, understand that forgiveness plays a large part, not forgetting. And or if you don't want to forgive, just don't allow yourself to get stuck and burning down with whatever it was that took place. And I really even say this, it's no rush. Over time, you'll be able to do this anyways. You get what I'm saying? So, Saturn and Pisces is definitely imaginative. Like, you guys, if you don't know how to express yourself, or you can't start writing music, or just if you're not writing anything, just start writing it down. You can always go back to this information that you wrote down, and you can make it into something. A book. It could be a fiction, how you turn it around and like you give the character something that, you know, these situations in their life, and then you're able to, you know, give the characters certain situation they went through or they're going through or whatever, and then they have the answers. They get wisdom in a wise way. They figure out how to move through these problems. And then you give it to other people because you're helping others. You're teaching others from what you went through in just creative ways. That's just one example. But just write things down. Start expressing things little by little, because I feel like with this placement, you have to move beyond those deep waters. Okay? I know it's not Scorpio, but Pisces is a large body of water. And those waters go deep, and start bringing some of that up to the surface to materialize some of this stuff. And in this day and age, you can't say you can't do it, because with all of this information we have out, with all of these resources, different social media outlets, different things that you can do, there's nothing that you cannot create or move past. All right. So this has been Saturn and Pisces. I'm your girl, Butterfly Too Late. And please like, share, and subscribe. I shall return.